Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are doing absolutely well. Guys, in this video we are going to practice numerical ability questions that are going to be very helpful for your upcoming TCS MBA exam, because in this video I have taken the questions from different topics so that just by practicing questions from this one video will give you a knowledge of 8 to 9 different topics. Make sure to watch the video till complete end, and if you have any doubts in any of the questions you can put that in the comment section. I will answer that. Guys, I just want one thing from you guys. If you're finding it helpful, please write the word helpful in the comment box so that I get to know how many of you are preparing for it, and I will post more videos related to it. Guys, before we start the video, if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel as it really motivates me to bring more such helpful content for all of you. And there is a complete playlist on my channel related to TCS MBA. So if you want to prepare for different other sections related to TCS MBA like business aptitude, verbal ability, you will find all the actual questions and important questions in this playlist. Make sure to prepare well for your TCS MBA exam. So without wasting any time, let's get started with our first question. Let's look at this question that we have. In an interview, the ratio of number of qualified to disqualified candidates is 12:5. If 40 less candidates had applied and 10 more qualified, then the ratio of qualified to disqualified candidates would have been 5:1. Find the number of candidates who were interviewed, and we have different options given to us. Let's see how can we solve this question. See, first of all, the ratio that is given to is 12:5, right? And this ratio is for what? Number of qualified to disqualified candidates. So what we can say, let number of candidates qualified and disqualified be 12x and 5x. Okay, 12x and 5x. Okay, now total number of candidates interviewed will be how much? Total number of candidates interviewed will be sum of both of them, right? Because total number is what? The number of candidates who have disqualified and the number of candidates who have qualified. We will just sum both of them. So total number of candidates we can say is 12x plus 5x. Now what is told is, if 40 less candidates has applied and 10 more qualified. So according to this data, we will now form our new equations. Okay. So according to this equation, what it is told is 40 less candidates has applied, which means number of candidates according to data is number of candidates, number of qualified. Okay, before number of qualified candidates, we have to write the data for total number of candidates. Okay, total number of candidates is equals to 17x. This is what? 12x plus 5x is what? 17x, right? So 17x minus 40. Why minus 40? Because it is told, right, if 40 less. So that is why I am writing according to this question. Now the statements I am writing, okay, according to questions. So total number of candidates will be 17x minus 40. Now number of qualified candidates will be how much? Number of qualified, it is saying if 40 less candidates has applied and 10 more qualified, then so in that way what we will write? 10 more qualified. So previous amount of qualified was 12x and 10 more has qualified. So that is why I am writing 12x plus 10. Okay. In the same way, number of disqualified will be how much? Number of disqualified. So has applied and 10 more qualified, then the ratio of qualified to disqualified candidates would be 5:1. So disqualified, what we can consider is, see, we have total and then we have the amount of qualified. So if we will subtract qualified out of total, we will get the amount of disqualified, right? So what I will do is I will just write the equation in this way: 17x minus 40 minus 12x and then minus 10, right? This will give me the number of disqualified candidates. When you will solve it, you will get it as 5x minus 50. Okay. Now what is told to us is, we are given a, this one ratio is given to us 5:1. Now this is the ratio for what? This is the ratio of qualified to disqualified. So this is our qualified value, this is our disqualified value. Let's write it down here: 12x plus 10 divided by 5x minus 50. Okay, now we have formed this equation. We need to solve it to find the value of x. Let's do that quickly. 12x plus 10 is equals to 25x minus 250. Okay, on further solving it, you will get the values of x as 260 divided by 13, which will be equals to 20. Okay, so the x value that we have got is 20. Therefore, the total number of candidates interviewed will be how much? 17x, right? This was the value that the total number of candidates interviewed. So 17x, we will put our value 17 into 20, that will be 340, right? So let's see if we have that option. Yes, 340 is the correct answer for this question, because see, in the question also it was asked this only, that is find the number of candidates who were interviewed. So see, number of candidates who were interviewed, we already had the data in the form of x, right? That is 17x. We have to find out based on the data which is more given to us. So using that, we have found out the value of x, and then that x value we have substituted in our total value. So finally we have got the answer as 340. Okay, I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment section. Let's see this question that we have. Rajiv buy goods worth rupees 6650. He gets a rebate of 6% on it. After getting the rebate, he pays sales tax 10%. Find the amount he will have to pay for the goods. So see, rebate that he has got is what? Rebate is equals to 6% of like total, right? 6% rebate means 6% of this amount. So 6% of 6650, when we will solve it, 6 by 100 multiplied by 6650. When you will solve it completely, this will get cancelled and further it will get cancelled. So finally you will get the value as 399. So 399 rupees is the rebate that he has got. Okay, so after getting the rebate, what will be the amount? Okay, so he has got a rebate of 399 rupees. Okay, so now what will be the amount that he will have? 6650, okay, minus 399, right? The new amount will be what after rebate? 6650 minus 399, which is going to be 6251. Okay, now on this new amount which he has to pay, he has to also pay 10% tax. So let's calculate 10% of this amount. So 6251, which is going to be 625.10. This is the tax value. Okay, so final amount that he will have to pay for the goods. Okay, final amount to pay will be how much? The amount after rebate, which is 6251 plus the tax value, which is 625.10. When we will solve it, we will get the final answer as 6876.10. Let's see the correct answer for this one. 6876.10. Option A is the correct answer for this question. Okay, so question was simple. First of all, it was told to us that 6% is rebated, so we have subtracted that value, and after that, whatever the new value that we have got, we have told that he also have to pay 10% tax. So on the new value, what we got, we just calculated 10% tax on it, and finally we calculated both the values. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. A takes 4 days less than B to complete a certain piece of work. B can complete 1/6 of the work in 4 days. Both of them start working together and work for 6 days. What fraction of work is left? Okay, we have the different options, okay, as the fractions. So let's see how can we solve this question. See, based on the data given to us, first of all, we will write some important things. Okay, what is told to us is B can complete 1/6 of the work in 4 days. Okay, which means 1/6 of work, okay, B can complete in 4 days. So one work means what? Total work. Okay, so one work or total work, how much he can do in how many days he can do? 4 into 6, okay, which is 24. So total work can be done in 24 days. Okay, total work by B will be done in 24 days. In the similar way, now let's see how many days A will take. So it is told that A takes 4 days less than B to complete a certain piece of work. So if B is completing in 4 days, so A will complete in how many days? A will complete in 24 minus 4, because it is taking 4 days less, right? So 20 days. Okay, so we have understood that total work will be done by B in 24 days, and total work will by A, it will be done in 20 days. Okay, now let's see what is asked to us is, both of them start working together and work for 6 days. What fraction of work is left? Okay, so see, first of all, we have to understand how much work they complete in 6 days. So for that, first of all, let's see how much work both of them does in 1 day. So amount of work done by A in 1 day. Okay, so amount of work done by A in 1 day will be how much? Just simply 1 by 24, right? We can write it like this. And the same way, amount of work done by B in 1 day, exactly same thing we are finding for B also. So it is 20 is the total amount of work. So in 1 day 20 will do 1 by 20 amount of work, right? So total amount of work in 1 day by both, total amount of work by A and B in 1 day, simply we will add these two things, 1 by 24 plus 1 by 20, right? You will have to take the LCM and all. Finally you will get the value as 11 by 120. Okay, now this is the amount of work that they will do in 1 day. So in 6 days how much work they will do? Simply we will multiply this with 6, this value is 6, so 6 into 11 by 120. So we will get the final answer as 66 by 120. So this is the amount of work that they are doing in 6 days. Now what was asked to us is what fraction of work is left, okay, after they both do the work in 6 days. There will be some work which will be left after the total work. Okay, so how can find that? So total work we have to consider as 1 minus this work that they have done in 6 days, okay, which is 66 by 120. Now when you will solve it, you will get your final answer that is asked. Okay, so simply 120 minus 66 divided by 120, so this will be 54 by 120. So you can cut it with 6, so 6 9s are 54 and then 6 2s are 12, 0. So 9 by 20 will be the answer that you will be getting, which is the work that is left after they both work for 6 days. Okay, let's see, we have that option. Yes, option C is the correct answer for this question. Hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. How much time will it take for an amount of rupees 450 to yield 81 as an interest at 4.5% at simple interest? So see, simple interest formula we have PRT by 100, right? And then in this case what is asked to us is we need to find time, right? So if we have to find time, our formula will become something like simple interest multiplied by 100 divided by principal into rate. Okay, let's try to substitute the values that we will have, that we are having here. So see, rate is given to us as 4.5. okay, so I am putting 4.5 here. Okay, then principal amount was given to us as 450, so 450 here and 100 here, and simple interest is given to us as 81, so 81 here. Solving all of this, you will get the value as 4. So 4 is what? 4 years, okay, which is time. So the correct answer in this case is going to be option number B, which is 4 years. Okay, hope you have understood it. Let's now move on to the next question. Let's look at this question that we have. An electric shop owner purchased a fan and a cooler. He sold the cooler at 15% loss and fan at 25% profit. If the shop owner had purchased the fan for rupees 512 less than the cooler and the selling price of the fan and the cooler is same, then find the selling price of the fan. See, this is a simple question. Let's try to understand and let's try to solve it. First of all, what we will do is we will assume, let the cost price of cooler and fan we will consider. Okay, cost price of cooler be X and fan be Y. Okay, now we have assumed these things, that the cost price of cooler is X and fan cost price is Y. Now what is given to us is he sold the cooler at 15% loss. Okay, so selling price of cooler will be how much? Out of 100%, 15% we will minus, because 50% is the loss, right? So 85% of X. Okay, that is the selling price of his cooler, which means we can write it as 0.85x. okay, in the similar way, selling price of fan, what he told is he sold this fan at a profit of 25%. So I will write selling price of fan will be what? 25% means 125% of Y, right? So this can be written how? 1.25y. Now we have the selling price of cooler as 0.85x and selling price of fan as 1.25y. Now let's see what is the final thing that is asked to us. You have to find the selling price of fan and selling price of the fan you have to find. See, it is asked here. Okay, so see, selling price of fan is 1.25y. If we somehow find the value of y, we can find out the selling price of fan, right? So in order to find y, let's see what is the data given to us. We are told few things. Okay, that it is given that the cost price of fan is 512 less than the cooler. See, it is given here that if the shop owner has purchased the fan for 512 less than the cooler, which means cost price of fan is 512 less than the cooler. Now what, how can we write this in the form of equation? See, fan cost price is what, y, and it is 512 less than that of cooler. So cooler we have considered it as x. So we have formed this equation now. Okay, that is y is equals to x minus 512. Okay. Now there was one more statement that was told to us is selling price of fan and cooler is same. Okay. With this equation, what we can say is these two like values are equal, right? Because these two are what? These two are selling price of cooler and fan. So based on this statement, that is selling price of fan and cooler is same, what we can write is 0.85x is equals to 1.25y. Okay. Now this is one equation and this is another equation. Using this equation, we have found the value of y in terms of x. So what we will do is we will put this y value in this equation. Okay. So 0.85x is equals to 1.25 and then x minus 512. Okay, we have substituted it in this way. So let's solve this one. 0.85x, this will be equals to 1.25 x minus 640. Okay, and then further we will solve it. This will be 1.25 x and x values we will take it in one side, that is 1.25 x minus 0.85 x, and that 640 will go over there. Okay, on this side. Finally, when you will completely solve this, you will get the value as 0.40 x is equals to 640, and then x value will be 640 divided by 0.40, which is finally going to give you 1600. Now we have found the value of x, okay, which is 1600. Now 1600, this value of x we will put it, okay, here in this one, that is our y value. So y value is what? X minus 512 and 1600 minus 512. This is going to give us how much? 1088. So we have now found out the y value. Actually, I told you in the starting of the question only, right? If we found out the y value, we can find out the selling price of fan, because we have already found out the selling price of fan in terms of y. So selling price of fan was 1.25 y. Now 1.25 multiplied by 1088. This will give us 1360 as the final answer. So this is the correct answer for this question. Let's see if we have that option. Yes, option A is the correct answer, which is 1360 is the selling price of the fan. I hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. Reena took a loan of rupees 1200 with a simple interest for as many years as the rate of interest. If she paid 432 as the interest at the end of loan period, what was the rate of interest? Okay, so see, simple interest formula is what? PRT by 100. Okay, and then what we are asked is find the rate of interest, which means we have to find the R value. But there is also one more thing that is given to us in the question. If you notice carefully, simple interest for as many years as the rate of interest, which means time value is equals to rate value only. Okay, so instead of t you can take the value as r itself. Okay, let's now substitute the values and try to find out the final answer. See, simple interest is told as 432 in the question itself. Principal amount was how much? 1200. R is the thing that we need to find out. Time is told as is equals to rate of interest. So we have take r only and then divide by 100. Let's try to solve this equation. 432 will be equals to 1200 multiplied by r square. So r square is going to be how much? 432 divided by 1200. You will cut these values. So finally you will get the r square as 36. So r value will be how much? 6, right? So finally the rate is how much? 6% in this case. So the correct answer for this question is going to be 6%. Okay, hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can write it in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. What is the sum of LCM and HCF of these three numbers we have? Okay, and we are given different options. Let's see first of all how to solve this question. Okay, so see, what we need to find is sum of LCM plus HCF. Okay, so before that, our first goal is to find the LCM and HCF. Now we are having fractions. Okay, you have to understand that we are having the numbers as 5 by 18, 35 by 9, and then 15 by 63. Okay, which means these are fractions. Now in fractions, how can we calculate the LCM? So LCM is equals to what? LCM of numerators, okay, divided by HCF of denominators. Okay, You have to understand this because this is very important. Otherwise, you can't find out the LCM and HCF, and then how you will like do the sum, right? So HCF is what? Simply HCF we are finding. So HCF will stay on top and LCM will go down. Okay, and then again HCF of numerator and LCM of denominator. So now using this, let's try to find out. So in our case, LCM of numerators. So numerators are 5, 35 and 15. So we need to find LCM of 5, 35 and 15. Now for those of you who don't know how to find LCM, I'll just show once, and then using the same method you can also find it out. So 5, 35 and 15, simply in this way, it will get divided by 5. The least number with which they get divided is 5. So 5 ones are 5, 5 sevens are 35 and 5 threes are 15. Okay, now they are all primes. So we can just simply write the LCM will be 3 into 5 into 7, right? So in this case, the LCM of this will be 3 into 5 into 7, which is going to be 105. So we have found out this LCM now. Okay. Now what we need, as I told you, HCF of denominators. So HCF of denominators, what we have, denominators as 18, 9 and 63. Okay. I'll just show you once to find out how to find out the HCF also, so that you can do it on your own. So see, we have 18, then we have 9, and then we have 63. Okay. So see, using 2 we can find out. So 2 into 2 nines are 18, and then 3 threes are 9. Okay, and then only 3. So 2 into 3 square we can say. Then here the minimum number with which 9 can divide is 3. So 3 threes are 9, and then it is the individual. So 3 into 3. Then here we have again 3, because with 2 this is not divisible. So 3 twos are 6 and 3 ones are 3. Again 3, 3 sevens are 21. So again this is going to be 3 square into 7. So the HCF is going to be how much? Which is common in the least common, okay, which is smallest, which is common in all 3. So 3 square is coming in all 3, right? So 3 square will be the HCM of this one, okay, which is going to be 9. So we have found out the LCM in this way. Okay, now as I told you how to find out the like HCF, so it should be HCF of numerator divided by HCF of LCM of denominators. Okay, so HCF of what are the numerators again? Numerators we have is 5, 35 and 15, right? So HCF of these 3 will be your 5. Okay, I'm directly writing. I already explained you how to find it, so you can find it using the same way. Now LCM of denominator. So we have denominators as 18, 9 and 63, and then so the denominators of these LCM will be LCM of these denominators will be 126. Okay, so now we have found out the LCM and we have found out the HCF. What we were asked is to do the sum of them. Okay, so HCF plus LCM. Okay, so first I'll take HCF, which is 5 by 2 126, and then we have to do summation. Okay, which means add, which is 105 by 9. Now there are different ways you can solve it. Okay, you can do cross multiplication, you can find out the LCM of these below things. Okay, so one way of solving this is like, what I will do is I will multiply 14, okay, both, because 9 into 14 is what, 126. Okay, so I am doing this way, and then when I will do this, the below part will be common. Okay, because this will also become 126, right? That is why I have multiplied with 14, and then 5 plus this when multiply will be 1470. Okay, so finally we will get 1475 divided by 126. So let's see if we have that option. Yes, option second is the correct one. So answer 2 or option B is going to be the correct answer for this one, which is going to be 1475 divided by 126. So it was easy only. It's just that I explained you so that it took a lot of time, but I mean, when you will try to solve it on your own, it won't take that much of time. So make sure that you practice it on your own. Okay, let's now look at the next question. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Moving on, let's try to solve this question. Gauri went to the stationers and bought things worth rupees 25, out of which 30 paise went on sales tax on taxable purchases. If the tax rate was 6%, then what was the cost of the tax free items? Okay, so see, let's understand how to solve this question. So let the amount taxable purchases be rupees X. Okay, so the amount taxable purchases we have considered as X. Now what we are told, tax rate was 6%. So what we can write, 6% of X is what, 30 paise. So 30 paise we can write it in rupees in this way, right? So 6% of X is 30 paise, right? 30 like paise went on the sales tax basically. Now we will solve this equation for X. So we will get what, 30 by 100 multiplied by 100 by 6. Okay, 6% I have taken there, so 100 by 6. Solving it, we will get x value as 5. Okay, now this is not our answer. Okay, see, what we are asked is cost of tax-free item, right? Tax-free item. So cost of tax-free item is what? Like bought things worth rupees 25, right? So total what she have bought minus the things on which tax was there, right? So the things on which tax was there, like one is 5 rupees and one was mentioned as 30 paisa, right? So 5 plus 30 paisa we can write it like this. Okay, so this will be the tax free items now. So 25 minus this, when we will do, we will get the answer as 19.70. Okay, so the correct answer will be option number C. Hope you have understood it. Basically, first we have found out the item on which the tax is there and what is the value of that item, and then we have, from the total amount, we have subtracted the amount on which taxes are there. Okay, so finally we will get the amount of tax free items. Hope you have understood it. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comment section. Let's look at this question that we have. Question is, answer the questions based on the information given below. The bar graph given below shows the monthly income of 3 different persons in 1000 rupees over 5 different years. Okay, so see guys, we have this graph. Okay, now based on this graph, we will have multiple questions that we need to answer. Let's understand what this graph is saying. This graph is saying the like basically monthly income of 3 different person. Okay, Sanjeev, Sanjay and Sankalp. Okay, and in different years it is telling, and these are the amounts in 1000, which means 5000, 10,000 and so on. Let's see the first question that we have based on this. In 2012 and 2013 together, what is the average monthly income of Sanjay, Sanjeev and Sankalp? Okay, and we have different options. Let's try to solve this. See, we are asked 2012 and 2013, so we have to take this and this data. Okay, average income, monthly income of all three we are asked. Okay, so what we will do, we will take the incomes first of all. So see, blue is Sanjeev, then orange is Sankalp, and then gray is orange is Sanjeev, blue is Sanjay, and then gray is Sankalp. Okay, now let's understand. In 2012, for this blue one, this is how much? 12. Okay, this is 12. This point is 12, so I will note 12. Okay, and right now I am not taking 12,000 because at the end final like once we have found out the final value, we will just multiply it with 1000. Okay, that is why I am not multiplying right now with 1000. Then let's take this one. This is how much? 10. Okay, so I am taking this one as 10, and then this third value, which is 14. Okay, now in the similar way, I will take all the three incomes in 2013. So this one is how much? 18 plus this much is how much? 16 plus this much is how much? I think 14 again. So see, we have taken all the amounts of for 2 years. Now we have to take the average. So what will I do? I will just divide it by 3. Okay, so finally when I will sum all of these, the value that I will get will be 84. Okay, divide by 3. Now 84 divided by 3 will be how much? 28. Okay, 3 2s are 6 and then 3 8s are 24. So 28 we have got. But as I told you, when we will get the final value, I will just multiply it with 1000 because it is told to us that the monthly income is in thousands. Okay, so our answer will be 28,000. See, there could be other way. What you could have also done is, instead of 12, you could have taken 12,000, right? Then 10,000. In that way, the calculation might become a bit complex. So that is why what I have done is, I have simply taken those values without like thousands, and finally when I have received the final value, I have just multiplied with 1000. So we have got the answer as 28,000. So the correct answer is option number A, that is 28,000 is the average monthly income salary of all three of them for the year 2012 and 2013. Hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next question. So see, this is the next question that is being asked on this graph that is given to us. Let's see. Sanjeev saved 23% and 28% of his monthly income in 2014 and 2015 respectively. Find his total savings over these 2 years. See, so how we will calculate? First of all, we have to see how much Sanjeev has saved in 2014. So see, Sanjeev is orange. So in 2014, okay, this is 2014. It was like, I think it is typing mistake here. So Sanjeev in 2014, his monthly income was how much? 24,000, right? So how much he has saved? He has saved 23% of 24,000. Okay, plus 28% of how much his income is there in 2015. His income in 2015 is, I guess, 18, right? So 23% of 18,000. Okay, so once we will solve it, we will get the answer. Let's see how we can solve it. So 23% can be written as 0.23 of 24,000 plus, okay, this was 28%, okay, because in 2015 he saved 28%. So 0.28 of 18,000. Okay, solving this will give you 5520 plus 5040, and finally when we will add them up, we will get the amount as rupees 10,560 rupees, which is our option number C. So the correct answer for this one will be option number C, that is 10,560 rupees is the total saving over these 2 years for Sanjeev. Okay, hope you have understood the answer. So guys, so far we have practiced a lot of question. Now I have one question for you, which is a DIY question. DIY as in do it yourself. What you need to do is you need to solve this question by your own and write down the answer of this question in the comment box. Let's see the question that we have. If the simple interest on a sum of 4 years, sum for 4 years at 6% per annum is 960, what is the principal amount? So you have to find the principal amount in this case. The options that you have are 3,000, 3,500, 4,000 and 4,500 rupees. So make sure to attempt this question and write down the answer of it in the comment section. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you do, please give it a like. If you have any more doubts, please drop them in the comment section. You can also join me on Telegram and follow me on Instagram as well. You can ask your queries over Instagram DM too. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss on any of the important updates on notification whenever I upload a new video. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching the video.